Hey guys, how we doing today?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Okay, we had a very exciting episode last week.
I loved it, and
Yeah.
I don't know why, but when Abby cut his tie, and they had to change ties out in like 12 seconds before going out on stage.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that got my energy up too.
Yeah.
That's just good writing by Aaron Sorkin right there.
Good
you know?
writing. Abby continues to be a treasure.
Yeah, she is. She's great.
amazing.
Yeah, and wasn't that the only scene she was in the episode too?
Yeah.
Was just
That was
showed
it.
up for the debate and then was gone.
She hasn't really been in this season a lot. I mean,
Not much.
after the MS stuff,
Mhm.
she's really taken a back seat. I know last season
I don't think it's going to stay.
she
like
had the
that,
broken leg,
right?
so she definitely had
Sure.
some time off. But no, it was fantastic. I liked that even Richie acknowledged that he got whooped a little bit there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, we were wondering how the debate was going to go. I like thematically how the debate went. I think it's something that Aaron Sorkin kind of called out about American politics,
Yeah.
and that everybody can give the cookie cutter answer with no depth to it.
Yes.
But can you keep going and explain what you're actually talking about,
And
or is that all you've got?
Yeah.
And Bartlett just said, do you have anything beyond that? Let's cut taxes and keep the hands of the American people and not the government. They spend it better, which we've all heard a million times politicians
Still here
say.
today.
Right, we still hear that,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, so how do you pay for the stuff we need to pay for?
Yeah.
You still have a military, you still have schools, you know,
It's crazy that we still hear that answer today, even though this show exists like 20 years ago.
because you don't have to go any farther. Like
Yeah.
we've all watched presidential debates, and it's been like, do you guys have anything other than exactly what you've said in your stump speeches?
Yeah.
That we've heard 12,000 times.
Please elaborate.
Well, and how many times do they get asked a question, and then they just go on a speech that has nothing to do with actually answering that question, and their opponent's like, by the way, they didn't answer the question, and then they don't answer the question. You know, it's just like back.
intentional.
Right.
It's all diverting.
Completely.
Yeah.
I'm just up there to give my stump speech and not actually answer questions.
Yeah.
We do want to go ahead and welcome What the Fork, and George, Ruby Schwarzendruber, Justin S., Rosie, J. Michael, Johannes Vogt, and GW to our Patreon group. Welcome, guys. And I'm pretty sure What the Fork probably subscribed to watch
The Good
The
Place.
Good Place.
Yeah, it gets me every time. It's
Right.
really funny. Well, if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On all the shows we're watching, including The West Wing, we're at least 4 episodes ahead over on Patreon of where we are on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you get done watching this one and want to keep going, that's a good way to go. You're absolutely going to have to watch along on your own device or streaming service and sync with us.
Yeah.
You'll only see and hear us on Patreon because of copyright purposes.
Mhm.
We're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive. A couple of our shows are wrapping up now. We have new content coming soon. We're about to start doing a weekly film, and we're about to start doing Dairy Girls as we wrap up Schitt's Creek, which I will very much miss.
And some new shows down the line too.
Absolutely.
Also, we didn't talk about it. They changed the style of the show. It's all handheld.
Yeah, they're doing it all handheld, aren't they?
Buy it if you can't find a Democrat.
People on Patreon are very excited for Josh Molina to be here. By the way.
Okay. It feels like they're setting him up to replace Sam, is what it seems like to me.
It seems that way.
Just based on what we saw in that last episode. Yeah. Election day, where we all stand in line forever.
Yeah.
Bartlett's on the ballot for the Democratic Party and for the Statehood Party. It's okay that I voted for him in both columns, right?
No, you can't vote for him in 2 columns.
Man.
And I'll tell you a secret for a shortcut. If you just say vote for one Democrat and leave all the rest of the boxes blank, then you voted for all the Democrats.
Yes.
No. No.
I guess you hear some pretty silly questions.
Well, I'm just
This is a great show.
worried.
It is,
They all
yeah.
tried to vote for Bartlett.
It's the same thing with my parents. I tell them just rank the candidates in order of preference.
Don't do ranked voting in DC.
Punch the box next to the candidate you prefer once. Nothing else.
He's gonna have to put out a PSA or something.
Seriously.
I have a message from Toby Ziegler.
You know Toby?
He says $10.
Oh, they were punking him.
Funny. That's so good.
Little acting troupe with a U.
Yes, sir, we are. Can I give you a card?
No.
Do you happen to know if I need to be, I don't know, pre-registered or something?
Just let his block out. Yes! By the way, did you know, somebody on Patreon pointed this out, in the original stage production of A Few Good Men, Bradley Whitford, Josh Molina, and Timothy Busfeld, they were all in it.
Yes, I saw someone said that, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still dying to know what parts they played.
Right, oh, for sure. I'm sure you can look up the cast.
Yeah.
The partisanship's over. We elected a president. This is for everybody. No banners tonight. You wrote a concession?
Of course I wrote a concession. What do you want to tempt the wrath of the whatever from high atop the thing?
No.
The wrath of the whatever from high atop the thing.
He wrote a concession speech.
Of course he wrote a concession speech. Why wouldn't he?
The wrath from high atop the thing.
Yeah.
We up and said we were going to...
Roll call's got it from the Office of Congress's attending physician that Andy's pregnant.
Well, I mean, we're going to hide that forever.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we could announce a wedding.
I'm working on that.
Maybe talk to her.
So it's going to be family values groups like, you're pregnant and not married.
Locked.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
How much do you know about exit polls?
What's there to know? You stand 100 yards away and say who'd you vote for.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they do.
Yeah, I've got volunteers out there with clipboards.
Yeah.
Something weird's going on.
What?
We're winning.
And diehards vote early.
Okay, you want me to call in every couple of hours?
Every hour.
Yeah, this is how they're going to get Sam off the show, is that the dead candidate's going to win and he's going to run for a seat. You know what, though? I like that better than just, like, Mandying him, you know what I mean? Just writing him off, yeah.
How would you feel if you won the election but lost your home state?
Better than if I won my home state but lost my home country. Listen, you think you could score me a couple of aspirin?
Yes, sir. You got a headache?
I'm fine.
I should ask the doctors.
No, it's just a headache.
I always just get worried every time he says he's fine, but he's probably not.
Is his hands not working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the MS. Dang.
He's having an attack.
You need to tell somebody immediately. Immediately.
Let's go.
Should have told us. You should have told Abby before he even got in the car.
By the end of the night, 100 million votes will be cast.
Well, we've blown way past that now. Last election was like 160 million. Yeah.
This is a photocopy of my absentee ballot. I was hoping the president could sign it and I'd have it framed.
You voted for Richie.
Where?
Here.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
You don't have your briefing memo.
How do you know I don't have it?
I'm sorry, do you have it?
No.
You don't attend daily senior staff without the briefing memo?
You want me to go back to my office and get it?
I do.
Boy's going to Columbus, starting right tackle for the Buckeyes. True freshman. He got pulled over with an open can of Pabst in his hand.
You were driving drunk? No way, boss.
You can't do that.
You know, you do your thing.
My thing.
Write him a note.
Saying what?
He's a good guy, Charlie. He does his business.
I'm not Officer Krupke. I have a job.
What do you want him playing for?
Doesn't change the fact that he was driving.
He shouldn't have been doing that, right?
You're not going. It's election day. You're going to spend it with me. Some of your higher-end places provide a jacket for you? Right. And again, you're confusing the White House with the Friars Club.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not a restaurant, yeah.
All right, we're going to have to wait until the Secret Service.
Bradley Whitford just went down for real.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying, but I had an open Pabst, and that's the way that goes.
It's a great moment. It was, actually. Josh is so confused by the whole exchange.
Nice this guy is.
Yeah.
I'm trying. An open can of Pabst.
The meeting starts on time, and if you're not there when it starts, you don't go in. According to the last 300 daily diaries, the president is typically 70 to 90 minutes over scheduled by the end of the day. The commander-in-chief of the U.S. Armed Forces hasn't had a night's sleep in 4 years.
Respect. No one's bigger than the game.
You're an example for the kids.
He's gonna go through Leo's office.
I would totally go through Leo's office.
There's a polling place 3 blocks from here. I'm going to find someone who'll swap votes.
California 47th. He was the guy running Horton Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to lose that by 20 points.
He hasn't told anybody that he made this deal.
He hasn't.
Don't get your hopes up.
No, just a good showing. Cover the spread. Everybody on the street. But we're going to make history.
This is exciting.
This is so like a little engine that could, right?
Yeah, it
like,
really is,
go for it.
Roll call has the pregnancy.
What?
Is this the time to have the talk, man?
It's not. It's not the time. So that's the darkest hospital room I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It's the same lighting they have in the White House, yeah.
Roll call has it from where?
The Office of the Congressional.
I'm not marrying you again. I hadn't announced it because you don't in the first 12 weeks, because that's when most of the things go wrong.
That's fair.
For sure.
That's totally fair.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Andy, I'm not kidding. You got it.
Yeah, pay attention to what's important here, buddy. I'm really glad they're showing Toby excited about it, too, because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to be excited about this kind of stuff.
He's really softened as the show's
for
gone on,
sure.
My kids have heads.
That's so cute. Yes, you
I went
did.
to see a guy named Will Bailey. He ran Horton Wild's campaign in Orange County.
So why not?
Because it's a two-point race right now.
This is very exciting. There's an El Nino thing going on in Southern California today, and it's supposed to start raining in a few hours.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Looks like you're both having a weird day.
Yeah.
I'm voting at 8:30. You guys will come with me, watch me vote, and then go home.
They came to the school to sign up people.
You registered to vote?
I think I might be, yeah.
Oh, is Charlie going to take this kid to vote? That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. It's a big deal the first time you vote.
It is.
What's going on?
Line 1 now is a DSS line. It means direct station select. Pick it up, you get me.
Whatever you may assume, that wasn't a rube sitting out there, Debbie.
Yeah.
She ran the Oval Office for 2 years and a state house before that.
When I place the call, there's a record, and that's how you
Yeah.
know. And then you won't be worried about it.
I think Abby might be behind all these changes, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
In my life, I never would have thought she was a rube.
I'm sorry about that.
I feel like Abby'd be the one to say, here's what needs to happen now.
Yeah.
Because these are the symptoms that
She
are
wouldn't have
happening.
stayed. She would have been with them, obviously.
Appreciate the
Oh my God, she's been there all day.
In Wisconsin.
Well, let me ask you this. Bartlett's supposed to be smart, right? He's a smart one. We're the dumb ones. He knows best.
Of course, he's got a bow tie on.
Yeah.
Is this a Tucker Carlson?
I was thinking the same thing.
He's even talking like him.
This is an honor thing!
Excuse me.
Yes.
Not Christian Slater.
It is Christian
Somebody steal
Slater.
your purse?
Me? No.
I've usually been on a Los Angeles-class submarine in the South China Sea.
Don't try to trump me here. It's not a battle. We're in this together.
No, we're not.
No, I think you should go in there and vote the other way to make it a wash.
This is such a weird thing she's doing.
Okay.
Look.
So,
Really?
yeah. All right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Well, it used to be a regional director for the Office of the Joint Chiefs of Southeast Asia, but I got transferred.
Where?
Nancy McNally's office.
Oh, listen, I've got a photocopy of my absentee ballot if you want to verify that I...
No, it's an honor thing, right?
Yeah. He's doing great.
How's this for a weird meet cute?
It is, right? Yeah. If Donna starts dating Christian Slater, that'd be hilarious.
It really would.
Yeah.
I stare at this and I stare at this, and I don't know which is the boy and which is the girl. I see one victory balloon before this thing is called, and yeah, you better run.
Let's make it like The Office and mark one of them with the Sharpie.
I'm just trying to concentrate.
Listen, this is easy. You can do it no problem.
I was
But if
nervous
you
my
need
first
to,
time, too.
you can
I
ask
was.
for help.
Hey, you know what? I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the box or nothing, but try rushing the quarterback. I voted.
All right.
I'm going again.
Will!
Now!
I would feel so bad.
That's a lot of rain.
What else can you do?
And as I said on the other one, if it starts raining and what's supposed to be a blowout, people aren't motivated to go in the rain.
Yep. First time we've seen Leo up.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. President.
You're gonna win New Hampshire.
Oh my God.
Well,
Well done, but I thought something
I was
horrible would
worried,
happen.
yeah.
I was like, we're going to war with Kumar. Seriously, yeah. Abby broke her other leg.
yeah. Yeah, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
of the vote tallied in Maine. Polls are closed in West Virginia.
I'm a little worried that he's gonna go on stage and boff it. Yeah,
It's possible.
or something. I hope they don't do that, but
I think they're signaling it's going to be an issue moving forward, though.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
The Horton Wilder campaign.
We're joined by our highest ideals, by our best hopes. And tonight we're joined by that same commitment. Always believing, always knowing that America
Oh, you're right, because
could
he's
be
not
made
reading the
new
script
again.
anymore. She caught it there that he wasn't reading the script.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Abby. She's so worried.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel great.
You want a glass of water?
No, I'm fine. How'd you know?
You're off the prompter. There are going to be more days like this. It starts now.
We could still have tonight, though, right?
It's so rough.
I never even considered that it could get worse.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's that possibility.
Right.
God, I love this show.
Yeah.
Also, I've never heard the cover of the song. That was really effective.
It was.
Yeah, there's a good possibility by the end of the run of the show, like he's not completely debilitated by it, but he's pretty affected by MS. You know,
Sure. I mean, he could spend the last season, in a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought
Yeah.
the show could go that way, but I mean, I don't think they would say it starts now,
right,
without it actually
being an actual bigger issue moving forward.
Yeah, I think we'll get bits and pieces this season, but
I
I definitely think season 5 we're gonna deal with it some more.
Sure, I think so too.
Which is good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good, but it's
It's a character. It's a trait they wanted in the character. Just another hurdle, And it's a show that talks about it's a litmus test for how Americans are with politics.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do we react to this now? Like how do oppositional politicians treat it? How
sure.
I was kind of surprised during the campaign we didn't really see it from Richie at all.
Yeah. That he never dug at him like that.
I mean, I guess there were subtle things like showing him being healthy and little dog whistle moments where they mentioned rising to the occasion and stuff, and but I don't think it was anything overt. And I think if he gets sicker, it's possible that it will be. I do know in the real world in 2024,
it would be the biggest.
In our social media world, it would be a thing that would never stop. But we'll see how the show handles it moving forward, though.
Yeah, and it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be really sad.
Sure, of course.
I mean, because he's such a good person,
right?
To where it's like when you see
and the
people
suffering,
like that,
right?
The suffering is awful. But no, this is we talked about this a couple episodes ago. How we wanted to compare this to the Succession Election Day episode.
Sure.
Very different shows, very different episodes. To get the optimistic point of view,
I like it.
I like it a lot.
I
think this is what we need, and I think that come this year, this is an election year. I will be rewatching this episode again.
Yeah, it's great.
Just because it makes you feel hopeful. It makes you feel like everything's going to be okay, even though this is fiction. But
right.
But it gives me.
Well, I mean,
democracy.
That's why this show's so popular. I think now. Yeah. I think it's just as popular now as it was 20 years ago. So
it wouldn't be on HBO if it wasn't.
So yeah, simply because there's an element of the potential of American politics that's been completely lost in the actual execution of what we are now.
Yeah.
American politics are so ugly right now that I can absolutely understand the beauty of this show. The optimism and the hope and the nostalgia for a time when Americans just wanted what was best for Americans.
And I'm an optimistic guy. I think that things will be okay.
Sure.
And things will come back to the way they were.
Oh, for sure. We're at a weird point. I don't know if you saw, but the former president lost a fraud case in New York, and has to pay out millions of dollars in damages. And there is a large group of truckers who are going to protest and refuse to take their stuff to New York City in protest. And it's kind of like, well, that's great. So millions of innocent people, including children, cannot get their food, their clothing, their medicine because you're upset that the guy you like lost a court case.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and they're calling themselves patriots, and disagree with me if you want, but I don't think Americans hurting other Americans who had nothing to do with it over something like this is patriotic in any way.
Yeah, the people you're hurting are probably on your side.
Some of them, and it doesn't even matter if they're on your side. You don't do that kind of damage to people.
Cruel. It's just cruel.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tantrum, and I'm sorry, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. It's I know it's
the beauty of this is you
people
can have your own opinion.
People are saying like they're voicing their disapproval. I'm like, over a court case by this. That mean, obviously, I don't think this.
The dude's out here hawking sneakers.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't feel like that the protest is going to work. It's not like every trucker in America is going to all of a sudden stop driving to the city. It may be 12 guys, and who cares?
Sure.
But it's just the idea that if it did work, you would actually be doing something really, really potentially cruel and dangerous to a lot of people who don't deserve it. I don't see that as patriotic, but I think you're right. I think we're at a low point right now in American politics, and we've been there before.
Yeah.
We were there after Watergate. Obviously, there was a civil war at one point. I think there's another side of it, to where anytime we act like morons, kind of like we did after 9/11, right? Everybody hated everybody with brown skin and covered their houses in plastic sheeting and duct tape.
Yeah.
And were buying parachutes for their offices at work.
Yeah.
We got past it and like, okay, who was that stupid? And I think we're there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think time will pass and cooler heads will prevail,
Yeah.
and we'll all look back and say, boy, was this a dumb time to be
what's
alive.
strange too is Jon Stewart's back on the Daily Show.
Yeah, I know, that's great.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, I haven't watched or anything, but it was like, oh,
It was good. It was very nostalgic.
Yeah, he's only doing one a week, and but I say good for him. You know?
And I think that it's an accessible way
Sure.
to get informed and to kind of laugh and have some kind of release.
Obviously, it's humor and satire, right? Yeah.
And I think we need that. I think we need to have this conversation as a whole,
sure,
as a community, as a nation. And guys, it's going to be okay.
And again, the only reason I even brought it up was the fact that you're right. We are at a low point, but I think a show like this, I think there's a time down the road where we get closer to this than we are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything's a pendulum. And
of course.
And right now we're at a really nutty end of it, and things swing back into where the reason will take over again someday. All right, we'll catch you on the next one, guys.